Rotary Club, and I'm representing table number 11 right over here. We talked about a couple of strategies. The first one was to implement the everyone bring one recruitment strategy. You know, if we can encourage our members to do that, you can double your membership in no time at all. What we did this past year in our Iconi Club to encourage our members to participate is that we had a few goofy auctions during the year as fundraisers. We put this money aside in our membership jackpot. So every member that recruited a new member during the year, their name went into the jackpot. So at our annual meeting and dinner, we had $500 that we had raised, and we drew the name out, and that Rotarian had to split the jackpot with his new Rotary member. So how do you get paid to be in Rotary? And we're going to continue that again this year. So it was just a lot of fun to get that excitement and enthusiasm among our membership to see who was going to win the jackpot. We also talked a lot about the Red Badge program and why it's so important to use that. We said that, you know, making a requirement that your Red Badge members have to invite a guest or a prospect while they're in that Red Badge phase. Use them as greeters, which I think a lot of us do. One club actually had the red seat covers or red ribbon on the chairs, and the Red Badge members had to sit in those chairs during the club meetings, and then they rotated those ribbons around every week. So that made sure that those Red Badge members got to meet new Rotarians. They also said that you've got to have someone within your club that is going to bird dog that Red Badge program. Because sometimes we depend on it being the membership chair, but they get so involved and engaged in other things. So it's kind of nice if you'll have a separate Red Badge chair. We also talked about organizing a past president's council. You know, these guys and gals are great, you know, wise words of wisdom for you, but they can also be great mentors for our new members. And to kind of give that historical perspective of your club, sometimes we forget that. And, you know, really, you got to know where you've been before you know where you're going. And then last but not least, Nina Freeman, you have to be one of the most loved women in this room. Your husband loves having you in Rotary with him. David said you are the hardest working member in their club. So don't forget to include your spouses. Spouses are great members, and I think they can see there that it's working very well in their club. And so encourage your, now some of you may not want your spouses in there, but they are great potential new members. So encourage your spouses to participate.
Talk about church. I represent table 11. We had table 10 rather. That's just let table 12 know you're next. Okay. We had numbers from a club of 16 to a club of 100. I'm from Gwinnett County. In Gwinnett County, there are 8 clubs in the county, and we concentrated on the attraction, and then we concentrated on the strategy. So our strategy was around fellowship, service, and networking, and we wanted new members to be attracted because we are superb in those areas. So without getting into the details, we're now we've gone past strategy, we're into the tactics, the tactical part, and I won't repeat what other people have said, but I'll do some unique things I think we maybe have come up with. First was fellowship, was the food and the family Rotary events, being welcoming, having a greeter there, having club information, brochures, having a fresh web page. All that gives people a feeling of friendliness. One of the clubs is having a Saturday coffee where they pay for the first 100 people who come. That's not at Starbucks. They don't have $700. The next is on service. If you're going to have well-organized meetings, people get turned off. If you go in there and you find that the meeting wasn't very well organized, you have member commitment requirements. You don't just drift into Rotary and do nothing. You like to see that people are active. You have good programs, and you do support Interact program. Now, under networking, it's pretty nice to know you're joining an organization of selective people. Our club is unapologetically selective, and we increase from 75 to 100 members in the last 3 years, 2.5 years. You want to do your community visibility with PR, with network, of the social networking, with the web page that's fresh, not the thing that everybody sees the same thing every time they turn it on. Anybody who's very savvy on the internet will look at it the second time and never come back again. And then flexible attendance requirements. That's something that we need to talk about. You're not going to keep really, really good, really active young people with very real, rigid attendance requirements. So we might want to discuss that. Thank you.